Listen, sometimes men do really trashy things. They'll ignore you or pull away in the middle of a relationship, and most often they won't actually give you a reason. And even if they do, it's not the real reason. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, and why your natural reaction is probably the opposite of what you should be doing. I'm Jason Silver, and if this is your first time here, you've just landed on Attract Great Guys, which is a channel dedicated to helping more sophisticated women to meet and attract higher quality men. So if you want a deeper understanding of the male mind and just how to get into a lifelong committed relationship, please subscribe to my channel. It's the red button below, and to get notified, you actually have to click the little bell next to the subscribe button. So let's jump right into it. Now, I'm just going to assume, if you're watching this, that you've already given this guy the benefit of the doubt, that maybe there's something going on with his work or in his personal life that's really just taking up a lot of time, and he needs a little bit more time to devote to that. I know I've been in a fresh relationship where I had some really tight, stressful deadlines at work, and she wanted to have a talk about our relationship and how it's going when I had already told her I just needed a few more days because things were really hectic. So I'm assuming that you're not being overly needy and that you've already given him the benefit of the doubt. So if that is the case, then I'm going to tell you the truth. The real reason why a man is pulling away or ignoring you in a relationship is because he doesn't value you in that moment. And whether you think it's true or not, let's just look at the facts. Regardless of what's going on in his life, if he continues to ignore you and pull away from the relationship, then there's obviously a piece of you or the relationship that he's not prioritizing for a particular reason. And think, if someone called this man today and said, "I have a lottery ticket for you. Now, this lottery ticket expires in a week, and it's worth $1 million. Do you think he's going to follow up with that, regardless of what's going on in his life? Even if someone called him and told him that he's just won a sweepstakes for $200 or $300 that he gets to cash in for free, do you think he's going to follow up with that? If the answer is yes, then he clearly is valuing that $200 or $300 or that lottery ticket more than he's valuing you and the relationship. And if you're looking for someone who wants and values a long-term committed relationship, this is something that is vital to accept and understand. Now, I could sit here and go into all of the different reasons why he doesn't value you, but I'm not going to do that today, because here's the bottom line. When you start looking for reasons why someone doesn't like you, you're going to find them, even if it's not true. When we ask a question, we get an answer. So you want to ask the right questions. If I ask you, or if I ask myself, why doesn't she like me? Well, I'm going to come up with 20 reasons. If I say, why am I unattractive? I'm going to come up with 50 reasons. So instead of asking the wrong questions, start looking at questions that are actually going to help and support you in ultimately getting what you really want. See, what a lot of dating advice and a lot of women's natural reactions is to start thinking, oh my gosh, he's pulling away, he's ignoring me. What can I do to get him back? What can I do to start to spark that attraction? And they start thinking about, what is the special text message that'll all of a sudden get him thinking about me? Or maybe I should play hard to get and make him jealous. Maybe I should just end up accidentally showing up to where he is, and just by seeing me, by being in his vicinity, my energy will seduce him. I absolutely hate this advice, because what you're doing is you're giving him all of the power. You're basically saying, hey, you're treating me kind of crappy. You're not following through with your part of the relationship. You're not valuing me. You're not treating me with consideration. We're not spending quality time together. You're doing some things which, quite frankly, I would never wish upon any of my good friends or family members or women that I really value. And in fact, if I thought about it, the women that I value most in the world, the people that are very, very confident and are living a great life, if they encountered a man who didn't value them or pulled away or ignored them, they would probably just say goodbye in a heartbeat. But not me. Instead, I'm going to focus on you and do everything that I can to try to attract you. What? Why? It should be unattractive to you if a guy is ignoring you. It should be unattractive and unappealing if a man isn't treating you with the value that you deserve. And if you actually spend that time doing all of these things to try to get him back, number one, it's manipulative. Number two, it's actually less attractive to the man, because you are essentially trying to chase someone who is not treating you well. It's not attractive. It also is lowering your own standards for what you deserve, and we internalize that. When we lower our standards, we start to take that on, and that can lower our own self-esteem. And you're spending all of this time and thought and emotional energy focused on this guy, which completely blocks you from opening up the space to meet someone else and the time and energy that it takes to go meet someone else. You know, there's been times in my dating life where there's been women who wanted to connect with me, who wanted to date, that I just didn't feel a strong attraction to. And what I would do, my way of dealing with it, would be not to reciprocate that interest. I would try to find ways to avoid or to pull away or to ignore. And I was so shocked, the more that I did those things, the more that these women would try to chase me. Was that attractive to me? No, it reeked of desperation. Now, they thought that they were probably suave in the way that they were approaching it, but I just thought, oh my gosh, and this is where everyone gets the idea that playing hard to get is the right thing to do. But the reason why the principle of hard to get typically works is if it's done authentically. In other words, if you are a valuable person that doesn't just give away their time and energy effortlessly to anyone who wants it, if you're someone who is careful and cautious of who you let into your life, of who you form relationships with, that just shows that you really value yourself, and that's attractive. But if you're doing it as a manipulative, fake, not real thing, then that's going to show, and eventually your partner is going to realize that. You can't sustain manipulation for a lifelong, healthy relationship. It doesn't work. I've never seen it work. Instead of spending all of this time and massive energy trying to figure out how to chase a man that you should probably not be chasing in the first place, I'm going to show you a simple framework that will drastically change your results and help you to feel better about yourself and to meet more men. I call it my ABC framework. Now, my ABC framework is really simple, but it takes a commitment, it takes effort, and it takes an open mind. Let's start the A, which is accept. So the first part is really adapting a mindset that will help you to more quickly accept that it's a good thing if someone moves away from you. And I can tell you, I know it's difficult to do. I've personally cried after a date where I really thought a woman liked me and then she completely ignored me the entire date and flirted with other men. And I know it's hard, but if you can really find a way, even a broader spiritual belief, if you believe in some kind of a higher power or some kind of a plan for life, if you can even think, well, you know, maybe this is my higher power or the universe's way of gently guiding me towards another person. Or if you don't believe in a higher power at all, maybe if you could just say, you know, I know that the type of person that I'm going to connect with for a lifelong committed relationship is one who's going to value me and treat me with care, with consideration and love. And someone who's going to completely ignore me or pull away from the relationship doesn't really embody the character traits of the man that I'm trying to connect with. So if you can take that mindset and realize that when someone pulls away, it's actually helping you to filter so you can spend time meeting the ones that really will be a good fit for you. Now the B in my ABC framework is about being your best. Now there's 2 actions that you can take that are really, really helpful for you to be the best version of yourself and most attractive to men. The first thing is about esteemable actions. It's not about just thinking or having a different perspective. It's actually about doing something different. And if you can find an action that gives you a boost of self-esteem or confidence, that's what's going to help you to be most attractive and feel fulfilled with yourself. This could be anything from cleaning your bed to getting a haircut to tackling a project that you've been procrastinating on, even something little. Something tiny, just to get you into the momentum of not thinking about and focusing on this guy is going to help you to move forward and to be your best self and feel that attractive energy. The second thing that you can do, if you're really feeling self-pity, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, start to think about other people. Ask yourself, who in my life can I be helpful to? Maybe it's just calling a friend and seeing how they're doing, or taking a handwritten letter and writing a thank you or a gratitude card to someone and sending it to them, or just doing a random act of kindness. Any one of these things just propel us out of our own self-centered self-pity and allow us to instantly feel better and change the energy. So either of those 2 things are really going to help you ultimately be more attractive. And then C, which is connect with other men. Now, regardless of whether you even have the desire or not to meet other men, I encourage you to at least take the actions, because if you know that it's important for you to be in a lifelong committed relationship, it's very easy to focus on work or hobbies or friends. But if you really know that this is a lifelong deep desire for you, then you're obligated to express yourself and to take the actions necessary for achieving what you really want. I don't believe that we just walk down the street and trip and all of a sudden fall into the arms of our soulmate. I believe that it's our obligation to put the effort forth and do the work, and we have to throw the spaghetti. Whether or not it sticks on the wall, it's not totally up to me, but I can certainly throw the spaghetti. And if we can find fun, enjoyment, or fulfillment in the journey, in just us taking the actions that are aligned with our lifelong goals, that's one of the most important things, because then we could actually enjoy this entire journey. And when we're putting out that energy of enjoyment, of fulfillment, of gratitude, that exuberant, optimistic energy, that is extremely attractive to other men. And if you want to go more in depth into how to connect with higher quality men, you can sign up right now for my free training. The link is in the description of this video. You can get access immediately, and it's really, really helpful. So I encourage you to do that. And if you follow this ABC framework, you will be amazed at what actually happens. That one woman that I told you about that rejected me and flirted with all those other men, well, the third or fourth date that I went on with my wife, I took her to a friend's party. And this woman happened to be there. And I was shocked because I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. And when she saw me, it was really weird because by that point, I had completely forgotten about the situation. I had no feelings towards her whatsoever. And I was really excited about dating my wife. And she was extremely inappropriate with how much she was hitting on me in front of my wife. I actually had to physically remove myself away from her because she was just being very forward. And I believe I was so attractive to her because I had done everything that I'm telling you about. I accepted that she wasn't the right fit for me. I actually went through and I became my best self. I became a certified yoga instructor. I changed my diet. I changed my exercise routine. I was being helpful to my community and my family. And I was going out there and dating someone who eventually became my wife. I had no desire to connect with this woman, and yet she was chasing me aggressively because I believe I was really putting out that exuberant attraction. If you're experiencing this with a man right now, I'd really love for you to test out my ABC framework, to take these actions, and let me know how it works for you in the comments. And if you found any value whatsoever, just one thing in this video, then please hit the like button. It really helps me out to spread my message to more people. And become a subscriber by hitting the red subscribe button beneath the video so I can notify you of all of my future videos every single week. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.